You prayed, you planned, you believed, yet still nothing moves. The dream you've held in your heart feels frozen, buried under time and silence. You look around and wonder, why does God make me wait when I'm ready? But what if the delay isn't denial? What if it's divine design? You see, God's silence is not absence. It's preparation. The waiting season is not punishment. It's the sacred classroom of the soul. Because sometimes what you're asking for is smaller than what God intends to give, and the delay is His mercy, expanding your capacity to receive. We live in a world obsessed with instant results, fast success, fast answers, fast everything. But the soul doesn't grow in speed, it grows in stillness. Divine timing teaches surrender, the art of trusting the unseen hand that's shaping what you cannot yet see. You think God is making you wait for your dream, but sometimes He's making your dream wait for you until your heart is strong enough, humble enough, ready enough to hold it. Every delay has a reason hidden in grace. Every unanswered prayer is a seed, silent, unseen, but destined to bloom at the perfect time. And when that time comes, you'll understand that the waiting wasn't wasted. It was the process through which God made you into the person capable of carrying the very thing you were praying for. The delay didn't destroy your destiny. It defined it. When God delays your dreams, it's never out of neglect. It's out of deep divine intention. Every delay has a purpose. Every pause has a reason. The dream you hold might be beautiful, but sometimes the you who's asking for it isn't yet ready to carry its weight. God, in His mercy, withholds certain blessings until your spirit is strong enough to sustain them. He's not just preparing the path for you. He's preparing you for the path. Think of a child asking for the keys to a car. The parent's "not yet" isn't cruelty, it's protection. Because having something too soon can destroy what it was meant to bless. The same happens with our dreams. God's delays are like spiritual construction sites. He's strengthening your faith, testing your patience, and aligning the people, opportunities, and timing that your destiny requires. What you see as waiting, heaven sees as weaving, a divine orchestration happening beyond your understanding. And maybe, during that wait, God is teaching you something greater than the dream itself. Dependence. Because when everything feels delayed and you have no control left, you learn to trust not the timing, but the one who holds it. That's when your faith matures, when you believe even without proof, when you surrender even without answers. So, if your dream feels distant, don't despair. The delay doesn't mean no, it means not yet. For when God finally delivers, it will arrive in such perfection that you'll say, "Now I see why I had to wait." The delay was never empty. It was divine preparation in disguise. Sometimes, God delays your dreams not to test your patience, but to rebuild your heart. Because before He gives you what you want, He must make sure you've become who you're meant to be. The waiting season often feels like breaking. Doors close, opportunities fade, people drift away. You pray harder, yet heaven seems silent. But it's in this silence that something sacred is happening, the reshaping of your soul. God removes your attachments, exposes your illusions, and empties you of everything false, so He can fill you with truth. When you feel everything falling apart, it's not destruction, it's divine reconstruction. The pain you feel is God carving out space for something greater. We think dreams are born in moments of inspiration, but in truth, they're born in the fire of surrender. Every disappointment, every delay, every detour is a chisel in God's hand, shaping you into someone who no longer needs to chase blessings, because you've become a vessel that attracts them. The breaking season humbles you. It teaches you what success can't: empathy, stillness, and faith that doesn't depend on outcomes. You begin to understand that dreams are not given to those who want the spotlight, but to those who can carry the light. And that's why God delays, not to punish you, but to protect the purity of what's being built. So when everything feels like it's falling apart, whisper this truth to your soul: God is not breaking me. He's building me, slowly, quietly, perfectly. Because the heart that's been broken in His hands is the one that's truly ready to receive His plans. Over time, the waiting begins to change you. You stop asking when and start whispering why. Not in anger, but in understanding. Because in the stillness, you begin to see what rushing never reveals. Waiting becomes your teacher. It humbles your mind, purifies your intentions, and deepens your connection with God. You realize that every delay was a mirror, showing you the parts of yourself that needed healing: your impatience, your fear, your need for control. The wait becomes holy because it forces you to sit with yourself and with God long enough to see the truth. The wisdom of waiting is this: timing is mercy. If things had happened when you wanted them to, they might have destroyed you. What you once called delay, you later call protection, because now you see how everything unfolded perfectly, not on your schedule, but on God's. You begin to thank Him, not just for the blessings that came, but for the ones that didn't. You start to value peace more than speed, process more than results, purpose more than applause. And as this wisdom sinks deeper, you realize the dream was never the goal. Transformation was. God used the delay to polish your heart, to make sure that when the dream finally arrives, it doesn't replace Him in your heart. That's divine timing, not when everything happens fast, but when everything happens right. The wait doesn't weaken you. It strengthens you into someone who no longer chases miracles, but becomes one. And then one day, quietly, effortlessly, it happens. The dream you prayed for appears, not in chaos, but in calm. The pieces fit together with such perfection that you can only smile and whisper, "Now I understand." You realize that what once felt like delay was actually divine choreography. Every rejection redirected you. Every disappointment refined you. Every season of waiting was a sacred setup for this moment. God was never late. He was simply waiting for everything, including you, to align with His perfect plan. In that instant, gratitude replaces frustration. You stop resenting the wait and start revering it. You see how the delay didn't just give you what you wanted. It made you who you are. Stronger, softer, wiser. You understand now that divine timing isn't about getting what you ask for when you want it. It's about becoming who you're meant to be by the time it arrives. Because the blessing given too soon becomes a burden, but given at the right moment, it becomes destiny. And when you finally hold your answered prayer, you no longer cling to it out of fear. You hold it with peace, knowing that if God gave it, He can take it, and still you would be whole. That's the real power of divine timing. It teaches you that the dream was never the destination. It was the journey toward trust. The delay wasn't a detour. It was your soul's preparation. Because what God delays, He perfects. And when it arrives, you'll know it was worth every second of the wait.